You wanna get laid?
Sure do.
If you get me pregnant, I'll say it's my husband's.
And you don't feel bad?
The movie begins by saying if you make good music, you attract all sorts of people, including evil.
And in Mississippi 1932, we see a pastor's kid show up to his dad's church and gets confronted by his dad to drop the guitar to leave his sinful ways. So clearly something happened, but we don't know what, as the film gives context as a day earlier, we're introduced to Michael B. Jordan and Michael A. Jordan, who plans to buy a sawmill, which is the place you see in the background there from this guy. So red hat is Stacks and blue hat is Smoke, then they examine the sawmill and get sussed out when the floors are dirty.
Cause something was on it.
Then we get a few tense moments because the owner calls them boy, which apparently is a slur because it denies their manhood, but the twins buy the place anyway as the owner tries reassuring them that there ain't no KKK and the Klan doesn't exist anymore.
But he obviously lying.
Then we're introduced to Sammy, the preacher boy, who tells his
Daddy, he's gonna party and play music tonight.
but his dad says partying with drunks is like dancing with the devil, and he warns him one day the devil gonna follow him home. And he's like, okay, boomer, and ignores his daddy, and goes with the twins, who happens to be his biological cousins, as the twins later decide to split up to recruit more staff to turn the sawmill into a juke joint.
So Smoke recruit the Asian man for surprise, and the Asian ready to make a sign.
Now, it was pretty funny seeing an Asian speak in a southern accent, and also, how does a dude who's clearly South Asian Malaysian and a woman who's clearly East Asian Chinese make the most East Asian looking daughter I've ever seen?
Guess the film director was like, well, Asians will look the same anyway, so who gives a shit? Asian's Asian.
Anyway, Smoke shoots some thief in the ass, while Stacks and Sammy hire an old ass NPC by giving him the
Alcohol and money.
to perform at their joint. And Sammy
Sees the fine shit looking at him up and down.
but when he shoots his shot, she's like,
I'm married, by the way.
then why are you flirting?
Cause I'm bored and want attention.
So you naughty.
I can get super freaky for you.
And Stacks meets his ex, Mary.
I waited for you.
That's your fault for getting with a deadbeat.
I was pregnant with your kids.
Should have took the pill.
Rot in hell and you stank.
So Stacks hire old man NPC, then hires this.
Big boy to be the security guard.
Then we find out Smoke had a daughter, but now she's dead, as we're introduced to this
Voodoo lady.
And I don't mean to be rude, but when I first saw this character, I thought she was Smokes' mom. But then they started making out, and I was like, oh, that's his wife.
So Michael Jordan start clapping Voodoo's cheeks.
And he hires her to be the cook for the joint, and now the twins have the team they need. As the Asians are like,
We gone now, you study, okay? No babysitter for you.
wait a minute, do I see the...
Asian mother smoking?
Yeah, this movie fictional as hell. And literally 40 minutes later in the film, we finally get some action as an Irishman asks for shelter in exchange for gold.
An Irishman giving out gold?
What are you, a leprechaun?
So the leprechaun wannabe finds shelter, then Native Americans show up and warn there's a dangerous person roaming around and ask if they've seen him, but she ain't no snitch. So the natives end up leaving as the sun goes down. And turns out the leprechaun is a vampire, so that couple is
Screwed.
I have rabies. Wait, so the Native Americans are vampire hunters? Man, this movie ain't original, they just copying Twilight. Anyway, so the
Asian makes a sign and the party begins.
So Big Boy does security, Old Man NPC plays the piano, and the voodoo lady allows customers to buy beer at a discount because they can't afford it, and this pisses off Smoke.
Cause he want to make a money.
And this married woman shows up to a party without her husband because she...
She trying to cheat.
Isn't this the modern equivalent of a girl going clubbing while the husband's at home?
Oh, naughty, naughty, naughty. You wanna get laid?
Sure do.
If you get me pregnant, I'll say it's my husband's.
And you don't feel bad? Now Smoke gives Stacks and Voodoo shit for giving discounts when the whole point is trying to make a profit.
But if your goal is to try and make money, why would you set your target audience and customer base to people who have no money?
That don't make any sense.
Then Mary gets accepted into the joint because she's part black, apparently, and is practically family because she knows everybody. And she ends up reuniting with her ex, which is exactly what she wanted because she's not over him.
Oh, she want that Michael BBC.
So Stacks lets her know that he still obviously cares about her, but he chose to leave to protect her because he knew that she'll never be safe if she's around him.
Wow, they think this is the K-drama. She's like, Stacks oppa kajima.
Then Old Man NPC does his performance and introduces Preacher Boy, who sings the blues so good you know that wife gon' cheat. Then the film adds Sammy has the ability to bring people back from the past and the future to enjoy his music, as we see different eras of black culture and black music, while the
Asian get the dancing Mulan.
Now the biggest difference between Stacks and Smoke is that Stacks is bright, playful, and chill, while Smoke is dead serious, all about business, and wants all the smoke. And thanks to Sammy, the leprechaun hears the music, which attracts him to the party, so while some poor husband is sitting at home getting cheated on,
the wife gets busy. What's going on?
Come here, this shit. And she hears the clapping and goes, ugh.
Sound like someone dying.
Then the vampires show up and politely ask if they can come inside, and I guess this is a big deal because everyone who's not an NPC in the film shows up to confront them. The girls show up like, oh my gosh, we love drama. What's the tea? Y'all clan? Sir, I might be a blood-sucking leprechaun vampire, but I'm not a monster. And honestly, they seem like good, sweet folk that likes playing music, so if I didn't know any better, I would have let them in, but Smoke straight up says, you're white, so you can't come in.
Then how'd she get in? Cause she family.
And with Smoke using a gun, the Twilight vampires walk away but says they'll stick around in case they change their mind. So pretty much the message of this film is to be more racist cause it can save your life. But the twins have a problem cause they're losing money and they realize they only have 2 months left before they run out of cash.
Yeah, it turns out trying to make money from people who don't have any money isn't a good idea. Who knew?
So Stax and his ex is like, well, maybe we should let the white folk in because they do have money. So he gives her a gun and Mary decides to talk to the vampires. Meanwhile, Smoke is worried about Sammy and knowing that a juke joint would put him in danger, tells him to stop working here and go to Mount Bayou, which is a town where thriving black folk live. But Sammy's like, you don't own me, I do what I want.
Man, I will kill you.
But yeah, this scene was low-key unnecessary. Anyway, Mary meets the vamps and becomes a pocket watcher asking how much they got. So the leprechaun gives her the gold and if he just stayed normal, they would have totally been invited in, but the Irish dude starts acting hella weird. Talking about how he can save her from her fate and that she needs saving, then starts drooling like a madman. So Mary's like, listen, short king, I'll put you 6 feet under the ground, then walks away, but the leprechaun gets her. Yo, I didn't know vampires could fly.
Oh, he think he the Superman.
So while the party continues, Mary comes back, but now she hella freaky, pretty much begging Stax for a quickie. And man, her husband's a strong one, cause I think it takes a different kind of person to date an actress, cause Stax and Mary get wild.
And I ain't talking Disney princess kind of wild. I'm talking spitting in each other's mouths and drinking each other's saliva kind of wild, because that's what they actually do.
Meanwhile, Big Boy goes to take a leak and gets jumped by the vampires. KFC. Big Mac, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And that makes me wonder, how did this dude get so big when he's a plantation worker?
Because I don't think they be eating good over there, right? But, oh, he eating good.
So the wife starts singing and performing to celebrate her cheating. Then Smoke tells Sammy to go get Stax, but he's busy. So Smoke's like, alright, I'll do it myself. And his brother's now infected.
The fuck? Huh? I can't help it, he's so tasty. You know, sheepanion. Oh yeah?
And it was at that moment Smoke knew
He is absolutely cooked. The same blood, it's kimchi. Teehee, I'm just a girl.
So Stack's heart stops beating and is presumed dead, and the old man NPC stops the party and tells everyone to go home. This all my fault.
Don't say that.
Thought he was clapping, not dying. Then Smoke's like, please voodoo lady, help my brother. The hell I look like? You think I'm Jesus?
We need to get out, but they need a kung fu.
Boy, you ain't even Chinese.
Good point, I go get car.
So the Asian daddy goes outside alone, which pretty much means he's cooked, and the big boy returns. Yo, is it just me, or does he kind of look like Ned from Spider-Man? Do y'all see it too, or am I just fatphobic? Anyway, Big Boy starts acting hella weird as he keeps saying, alright, are you gonna let me in or not? Constantly asking for permission to come inside, just like the leprechaun. So what's the film trying to say, that vampires have good manners or something? But they get sus of Big Boy Ned and won't let him in, so he's like, alright, just
Give me my money.
and when Smoke pays him,
Big Boy tried to eat him cause that's what he's good at.
but Smoke is unharmed and they close the door. I think I shot myself.
Ew.
And just when they think things can't get worse, Stax is a vampire now.
I wanna get freaky.
But your heart stopped beating. That's what happens after a good nut. Now, they're obviously not gonna open the door for him, so Stax just breaks open the door as the
Voodoo lady gives him the pickle garlic.
and he runs away going,
I'm just a boy.
Yo, how does one have pickle garlic just laying around? Because if a vampire came to my crib, I'm cooked, because I only got
Kimchi and rice.
Then Voodoo instructs everyone to make wooden sticks to stab the vampires in the heart to kill them and get some garlic too.
I need to find my husband.
I'm sure he's off to get some milk.
But he's lactose intolerant. Don't worry, you want noodles? Oh, okay.
Then Voodoo gets Smoke to promise if she gets bit, he needs to kill her before she turns so that she can at least be with their daughter. So he promises, but also lets her know she ain't gonna die.
But it's like, how would you know?
Are you the psychic?
Then seeing a dude who appears to be dead, they decide to just chuck his ass out in case he turns into a vampire. Meanwhile, the Irishman does his little leprechaun dance and the others start hyping him up, making him look like that Twitter meme. Now Voodoo tells everyone to eat garlic to prove they aren't vampires, and the wife's like,
But I don't like garlic.
and you look at her face, she's like, did I ask if you like garlic? Ho? So while everyone else eats it, she's like,
This is ridiculous.
Come on, Smoke, how else am I gonna get laid? Ah! Shut your horny ass up. So she eats it and nothing happens because she's not a vampire. Then old man NPC eats it and starts crashing out because he's a performative rage baiter. I shat myself again. And later finding out that it's alcohol and not blood on the ground, the dude they thought was dead wakes up from his nap just to get attacked by the
Big boy. Poor dude got the 300-pound man on him. Wait, I got fried rice in the bag. Let's go. You don't see the shit? Oh, he just gay.
So we got Asian vampires now, and Leprechaun pretty much says, let us in or we'll go kill everyone else in town.
I'll kill your daughter, Ling Ling. No, Shibaloma.
Then Buddy starts speaking the Chinese and she is traumatized. Then Leprechaun admits he noticed them thanks to Sammy and wants to use Sammy's music to connect with his loved ones from the past since he's trapped here forever. Then he tells Smoke you was gonna die anyway. Cause the dude they bought the sawmill from, turns out he's the head of the local KKK and his nephew is that couple who is also clan that were gonna kill them first thing tomorrow morning. And Stax confirms it cause he can see their memories and says they were never gonna be free. Either turn into vampires or die from the clansmen. Then Stax says, why can't we just all be vampires so we can be together forever? Which is pretty convincing, and if I was Smoke, I'd probably take the deal.
Like, you're telling me I will never age, never get wrinkly, I could look young forever, and if I ever want to die, I just need to go get some sun? That sounds like a pretty good deal to me, because I'm already Asian, so I hate the sun and I avoid it already, so sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Anyway,
Ling Ling mother pissed.
and she wants all the smoke and says this.
They kill your brother and you gonna do nothing, pussy? My daughter can't die until she doctor.
Okay, shouldn't say that word for word, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying.
And the vampires pull up, triggering the Asian mother, so she crashes out and says the magic words to protect her daughter.
Come on in, you motherfucker.
And she invites the vampires in. And what's funny is the actress who plays the Asian mom knew she would get hated for inviting the vampires in and pretty much confronted the director like, yo, why the hell you got me betraying everyone? And the director says she does this because she's a mother.
And technically she did save the town, because if she didn't invite the vampires to come in, then the whole town would have been vampires anyway, so W Ling Ling mom.
So she lets them in and goes,
Oh yeah?
and puts the whole joint on fire, then tries to fight but ends up getting burned alive. Then Voodoo Lady gets bit, so Smoke, keeping his promise, gets her to reunite with her daughter, and Mary gets triggered because she wanted to be together with Voodoo, but
She can't anymore. Shame.
then Old Man NPC gets bit because he's an NPC, and the wife gets bit also.
Oh, that's too bad. If only you just stayed at home and, cuddled with your husband. This wouldn't have happened, but
And Sammy's sad because he realizes he's now a one-night stand when he wanted to be her side piece. And oh my goodness, that is creepy. How do you stop that? So yeah, Preacher Boy is cooked and gets baptized, while Michael B. Jordan fights Michael A. Jordan, so he's pretty much playing with himself. And when Stax had a chance to bite Smoke, he restrains himself and chooses not to. And when Smoke has a chance to kill Stax, he chooses not to do anything either. Now, Sammy gets tired of the baptism and uses his guitar to smash it into the leprechaun, and apparently all the vampires can feel his pain, so they all get performative. And honestly, Sammy shouldn't even be alive by now, but thanks to good old plot armor, Smoke comes from behind and kills the leprechaun.
Oh.
And the sun shows up and the vitamin D
Too strong as the vampires then die. Toodaloo.
Then Smoke and Sammy part ways, which brings us to what led to the opening scene.
you know who I really feel sorry for? The daughter of the Asian family, because now she has
No mother, no father, and she not gonna be doctor.
Anyway, Smoke loads up, and by the time the clan members show up, Smoke goes full Rambo, and somehow even in scenes like these where it's literally one dude against 20 guys, somehow dude doesn't instantly die. And it's only when he shoots everybody and pretty much kills nearly everyone that he gets shot once.
That totally makes sense.
Then Mr. Clan Man gives Smoke cigarettes, and Smoke gives Clan Man some bullets. Yo, his face is like, ah. Then dude starts seeing his daughter and Voodoo, which I'm assuming it means he's going to die and will be reuniting with them. While Preacher Boy does what most pastor kids do, which is leaving the church and living your own life. Then fast forward to present day in the film, Sammy is a successful blues musician who then reunites with Stax and Mary, and they're just couple goals like, yeah, slay. And Stax says Smoke spared his life in the condition he leaves Sammy alone. Wanna be immortal? Nah, I wanna die.
Wait, if Sammy turns into a vampire, does that mean he's going to look old and wrinkly forever, or does he get to look young again and look young forever? Because if someone said, look, if you're gonna be a vampire now, we can make you one, but you're gonna be old and wrinkly forever, yeah, I'm declining that shit too.
So Sammy rejects the offer, but then plays some blues for Stax, who then leaves a tip. Then they hug it out, and the movie ends with Sammy confessing, that night I could have died, but getting laid that night was the best day of my life.
You horny, man.
But yeah, the main takeaway I got from this film is that if you want to make money and start a business, yeah, don't set up a business that is dedicated to people who have no money. It's not a good idea. And my take on the Asian family is like, you know, they ended up dying while also working at a grocery store, so. This is what you get for working minimum wage! You know, so if you're Asian, get a better job and maybe you won't die because you worked at a grocery store and needed money. But on a more serious note, the film tells us that every sin you commit, it clearly has consequences. So sins have consequences and it's up to you to decide whether or not it's worth it. So Sammy, in the end, he left the church and he decided to, you know, live the life he wanted, whether that's including sin or not. And he says in the end, it was worth it. So again, I think it's just up to you as the individual. Now, if I left out anything or if there's a comment you guys want to add on, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, I hope you guys are liking the horror films and the non-animated films. If not, do let me know that as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy KC. And yeah, till next time.